Hi, my name is Corey, and I am the CEO and founder of Golden Gate Organics in Oakland, California. And today I'm going to talk with you about my experience working with a business coach. I worked with a business coach, an executive coach. His name is Helge Hellberg, and I met him through an acquaintance of mine. I've found that most coaches are recommended word of mouth because they have such an impact on the people that they help. So when working with Helge, I immediately, so as an entrepreneur, I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I do know that, my business could be better, and I don't know how or what to do to make it better. And then as soon as I started working with my coach, he came in and just started pointing out all of these I would say flaws, but they're flaws. Like, you need to get more organized. Like, you're all over the place. And it's true. I have so much going on as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a founder, trying to manage all the different things in my business, and employees and payroll and customer service and finances, logistics, people calling in sick, delivery vehicles need a tire, it gets a flat, etc., etc., etc. The number one thing I learned is that a coach will help you get better organized. The second thing I learned, things that were wrong with my business. As an entrepreneur, you're starting from scratch, you're kind of teaching yourself business as you go, and you know how to make people happy, you're good at what you do, and you don't realize all of the mistakes you're making along the way. And those mistakes, after being in business 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they've really kind of solidified you as in your business, which is kind of a roadblock to you in your business getting better. So the second thing I learned from an executive coach is that all the things in my business that were wrong or needed to be. Second thing I learned from working with a business coach is, and I say business coach, executive coach, entrepreneur coach, they're all the same, all right? Maybe they have specialties. I know that when I was working with my coach, he had an MBA and experience in corporate side, and that's good. I don't think it's necessary. I've worked with clients that are entrepreneurs. My background is in philosophy, computer science, a completely different approach to it. That's the thing you need to figure out with a coach too is are they a life coach or are they a business coach, or do they do a little bit of both? I think a good coach does a little bit of both. However, some coaches can do more almost like psychologist work and helping you unravel the childhood traumas you've been through. My coach helped me with that for sure. I think a good coach is going to kind of those in some ways, even if you're not sure of it. A good thing, and you don't really know till you work with them, or on that word of mouth recommendations, like, hey, what kind of coach? What did you like about that coach? Why do you recommend them? How did they help you? So that's the kind of things you want to ask to people who've been coached. And a good coach will refer you to past clients and say, yeah, I've worked with this client, well, they'll get permission from their clients to say, hey, can I refer you? Or this person would like to talk with you. Is that okay? Because most coaches also, very important, they respect the privacy of their clients. So they're not just going to say, oh, I coached Michael Jordan, or I coached Steve Jobs, or whatever. A good coach won't say that unless they have the permission of the client. So privacy is a big thing. Or not, that's your choice. Another thing that I learned with working with a coach was the different possibilities that are out there for my business. I was going a certain path of my business, and he said, he showed me, like, hey, if you just kind of pivot here, we could open your whole business up to this whole new opportunity, which being scared or frightened of change in the past, would have been like, well, we don't really do that. And he's like, trust me, you do this now. And sure enough, boom, my business is blossoming now because of it. So that's another thing is, as an entrepreneur, you get kind of trapped into your fears that you don't even, it's kind of like blinders, right? For a horse, you just get trapped. You don't see the bigger picture that's out there. When you take off those blinders, all of a sudden your peripheral vision is so much more open. And having all these new opportunities opened up to your eyes, right? That's a huge thing I learned with a coach. If I ever get stuck with something and I have a problem, I can call him. I can text him. I can email him and say, hey, I need you. And he's going to be there to help me, always. And that's great to have someone that is a mentor, a coach, a friend that you can, as an entrepreneur, you're kind of isolated. You are the brain of your business, right? All of your employees are like appendages that help you manage the business. You get stuck there all the time. Everything's coming back to you. All of these actions, all of these reactions, you're always reacting to all the actions that's out there, all the different things that change and happen. You have to deal with it. You get to a point where you're like, I don't know what to do. Oh my God, this just seems so daunting to me. I don't know what to do. And then, I'll call my coach, say, hey coach, what's going on? I have this problem. And the coach usually is like, they're removed from it, they're detached from it, but they understand you, they understand your business, they're working with you. Their goal is to make you and your business the best it can be. And he always has the answer. It's great. And I tell people like, I'm so glad I'm working with Helge, because anytime I come up against something that's difficult or challenging and I don't know what to do, instead of just ignoring it and saying, well, we'll work around it. No, we need to get it done. We need to get it figured out. So I'll talk with him and he will give me the answer, or at least put me on the right path, or say, no, that's something we don't need to worry about. Continue on, right? So that's great. Having someone that you can always go to and trust to give you good advice. Because you can go to your parents for advice, you can go to friends, but there are not many people in my group, because my group's so small of friends and family. It's a big group, but the people that I'm intimate and close with and I talk about business with, I have two cousins that I talk business with. We're all entrepreneurs, all three of us. And they're like the only ones I talk business with. My dad likes to give me business advice, and he kind of had an online business for a while, but it's not really relevant advice to what we're going through as bigger business owners. I know that working with a coach kind of opened me up to learning a lot more on my own. So for example, I go through so many YouTube videos now trying to learn about like TED Talks about coaching and learning and psychology and good habits and successful habits and how to break bad habits. That's another thing that my coach would work with me with is, how are you eating? How are you feeling? How are you sleeping? How is your alcohol consumption? Are you taking any drugs? Are you smoking marijuana? Are you, those are all powerful substances. How much sugar are you eating? All of these things, because there's so much bad vices in the world. It's almost empty. I have to get some more. There's so many bad vices that you aren't even aware of. So for a coach to make you aware of these things, like, oh, do you know this, this, and this about these M&Ms? Yes, I do know. And I'm still gonna have a few a day in moderation. And I'm also gonna eat my peaches and my nectarines and my bananas, and I've had 3 avocados today. So everything in moderation, right? Having a coach gives you perspective. It gives you perspective from outside of yourself that you can take and digest and put into your mental calculus as you go about your business, as you go about your life, trying to find that balance, scheduling everything in, all the important things in your life, so that that's the only thing you have in your life is the important things. If you find yourself going through each week and you're never ever getting caught up, and there's things in your business you hate doing, but you don't have any system in place to get it done other than you, so you keep putting it off. I mean, that's like having a flat tire on your car and saying, I'll change it later, and driving around. Like, you can't just keep driving your business that way. It's horrible for your business. It's so horrible. It's like having an anchor that you're trying, you have a boat and you have an anchor drawn down and you're like, well, the anchor crank is broken. It's just a big pain in the ass to fix. I'll do it later, but I can still get over where I'm going if I just crank the engine at full speed and drag that anchor. So many entrepreneurs nowadays, that's their life, that's their business, and they don't even realize that that's what's happening. And that's what a coach does, is a coach comes in and says, hey, what's with this anchor? Like, why aren't you, like, this is obvious, this is a big thing right here. And usually people are like, yeah, I know, I'm really, I'm just gonna work hard at what I do. I'm like, well, that's great, but you could work, this needs to be taken care of. So let's do it together. Let's do this. I can help you with this. What are you good at? Let's do it together. Let's do it together. And you're gonna find out that just by doing some things together and finding out the tips and tricks of how to do that stuff, or getting recommendations of, all right, you don't like doing this. That's fine. Lots of people don't like doing this, like bookkeeping or hiring employees or whatever, or doing payroll, etc. Pick your category. It could be customer service. It could be you don't like talking to people. You only like doing, you only like being in the kitchen making jam. You only like making cabinets. You don't want to have to do all this other stuff. Well, that's fine. And you can find people to do that. And that's the thing with an entrepreneur is, like, we're always, there's never enough money. There's barely enough money for ourselves. We always put our business before ourselves. It's like we put everyone before us. And as a coach, and working with coaches, that's one of the things that I've learned is you've got to put yourself first. And you got to get your own shit together, because no one else you're not doing anyone any good if you're going around holding that anchor all the time. If you're going around with that flat tire on all the time, just trying to get through because of whatever internalized issues you have that you just learned to deal with and work around. A coach helps you work through those. So, in a nutshell, that is why you should get a business coach, an entrepreneur coach, a life coach. I'm not a life coach. I'm an entrepreneur coach. I help people with their businesses. I help people. I take a look at their business. I find out, all right, what is glaring at me of their business? Like, oh, that needs to be taken care of immediately. That's like the first thing we need to do. And everyone always says, yeah, you're right. We need to take care of that. I don't like doing it, or I'm so scared. I put it off for so long that it's just a big scary face to me, and it's just mean and looking at me, and I just want to put it off. Well, no, we don't put it off. We're going to take care of it. We're going to get it done. And then we're going to schedule time each week to do it. Or we're going to freelance out that so someone can do it for you, right? Within your budget. We'll figure that out together. So that's what I do as an entrepreneur coach. I help people with their businesses. I help people get their business iron out all the wrinkles. And then once that's done, then we say, all right, where are the opportunities for growth and expansion? What are your ideal clients? We need to have all of your clients need to be ideal clients. And some friends and family that you help out, obviously. So that's what I do. And then, so anyways, this isn't about me. This is about what it is to work with a coach and why you should work with a coach. And I hope that my story helped you. All right. Thanks for watching.